Millions of people visit a zoo each year, so you might be one of them. And I'll give you some insider tips on how to enjoy your time at the zoo a little more than the average bear. Get it? Because always research the place that you're going to support with your hard-earned cash. Unfortunately, there's probably more places that shouldn't be exhibiting animals than do, so always make sure you're going to visit a good place. Now, time of year, for me personally, would be fall. For the animals that I worked around a lot and the animals that I enjoy to see, like the lions and all the large cats, and seems like when they get that first cold snap of the fall is when they're really active, because the most complaint we hear all the time at the zoos is, why aren't the animals active? And a good reason for that is you are visiting them during their sleeping hours. Let's say an African lion, for instance, even though it's going to grow up in the zoo, live in the zoo its whole life, and its parents came from the zoo, and its kids are going to be in the zoo, they're still kind of programmed in the head to act just like a wild lion would. So a wild lion is going to conserve its energy all day long, especially when it's really hot. When it gets cold, like fall, you get that first cold snap, the animals seem to be a lot more active, and people like to get pictures of the animals when they're walking around as opposed to sleeping. Speaking about pictures, real quick, a few good tips is you want to take your flash off, especially if you're going to shoot a picture in an aquarium or any kind of thing behind a glass panel or anything like that. If you got that flash, chances are it's going to reflect. Unless you're right up on it, you can kind of hide the flash a little bit. You can also take a piece of Kleenex and put it over the flash so it really won't glare that much. But the easiest thing, like I said, is just to have that flash off. And you also, I found, if you want to get really low and kind of shoot up, you don't get the wall or anything, closure wire or anything like that. You just get a nice headshot, like with some clouds. I just want to take good pictures to show your friends who are not able to come with you. As for time of day, I personally like to go right when the zoo opens. Now, when it's school year, usually around springtime, you get a lot of field trips. From the point the zoo opens till around lunchtime is when there's going to be lots of kids and lots of people. So what I try to do to avoid the people, as soon as the zoo opens, I try to go right into the rear of the zoo, because your average person is going to start at the entrance, kind of work their way to the outskirts of the zoo. So I try to walk really quickly to the rear part of the zoo and then work my way up. That way it kind of avoids the crowd and all that. Another reason why you want to go at opening is because as a zookeeper, what you're going to do is you're going to clean the exhibit. It's where the animal hangs out all day. And you're going to either put enrichment out there or food out there, all kinds of neat stuff. So when they first put the animals out is when the animals are kind of like looking for their food or looking for the enrichment and all that, so they're really active. Another good time is right before closing, because the animals kind of know what's going on, and they usually get fed, a lot of the animals, some in the AM and some in the PM. So they're kind of anxious to get that PM food, or they want to head in and hang out with keepers or something like that, so they're a little more active right when the zoo closes. Another important thing, a lot of zoos have programs or maps on them. Also, when you pay your admission in the front area, they'll have a Zookeeper chat listing usually, and that's when you can meet the keepers and all that. Now, chats can be from the education department, chats can be from volunteers, interns, and stuff like that. Now, they're really informative, so if you're really interested, let's say you like seals, and there's a seal chat. Of course, you go to the chats. It's a nice way to learn more about the animals. Also, the animals are active usually during the chats, because there's a person that they know, or the PA's on or something like that, and they're aware that, you know, the thing is happening, so they're kind of usually active. Some chats, the keepers will throw treats in for the animals just to bring them, you know, closer to you. So zoo chats are always a great event to kind of check out when you're at the zoo. Now, this brings me to a very interesting point about visiting the zoo. One way to annoy the animals in the Zookeepers, not what you want to do, is be the guy that's pounding on the glass or pounding on the aquarium. Look, the animals know you're there. You don't have to try to wait. It's annoying, especially if it's a little animal, say a little frog in an aquarium. You're really pounding on its whole little world right there. Try to look at it this way. You're visiting the animal's home. I mean, you wouldn't like it if somebody did that to you in your house all day. It's so annoying. Don't do it to the animals. Really, you don't want to be that person. Another person you don't want to be is a guy that yells over the Zookeepers. And the Zookeepers hears the same stuff all the time. So yes, you can see a Zookeeper cleaning a bear exhibit. You don't want to go, what kind of bear are you? Or any animal exhibit for that matter. You don't want to go, what kind of animal are you? You hear that all the time as a Zookeeper. Chances are that Zookeeper is kind of laughing. You didn't make them laugh, they're just laughing at you. But when you see the Zookeeper, you can ask them, hey, excuse me, are you putting the animal out soon or anything like that? If I get a question like that, I'll go out of my way. I'll tell you exactly where that animal is going to come from. Since I like to take pictures, I'll even tell people where to stand to get a nice shot of the animal and all that. So treat the zookeepers nice. You know, they get to hear all kinds of stuff all day. Another tip, which is more or less common sense, is to slow down. If it's a big zoo, try not to do it all in one day. Slow down, read all the signs. Signs are very informative usually, and they'll sometimes promote a group out there that's actually helping the animals in the wild. Now that 3% is millions and millions and millions of dollars, which is well needed, as well as there's also info from the captive industry that helps the wild animal industry, whether it's about drugs or animals' behaviors that are hard to see in the wild, but you can kind of get a glimpse of somewhat of they do, in captivity. So the two worlds do help each other out tremendously. But like I said, it's about 3%. So what you want to do if you really like some kind of animals, look up these groups that are helping them in the wild and support them yourself. Well, I really hope these tips have helped you. So now when you go to the zoo, you'll have a cooler time than you normally would. Again, if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to put them in the comments below. I'm also curious to see what is your favorite exhibit or zoo. For me, I recently went to Zoo Atlanta, and they have an animal, a bear cat, or a Vinteron is the official name, and it is actually a cool outside enclosure. Unfortunately, a lot of the small animals sometimes they get inside houses or places and they don't have outside enclosures. I like to see as many animals outside as possible. And another one up in the Minnesota Zoo up there in Minneapolis, Minnesota, they have a good tiger exhibit. Oh, it's huge, and it's my favorite animal. And to see them out there in a large exhibit, and there's a lot of cool info they put in there. It's a well done exhibit. So yeah, let me know what zoos and what exhibits you like in the comment section below.